justice and peace and equality.
Game Changers Magazine, Game Changers Media Network, Voices of the Village podcast, and we are back with the mayor of Ocilla, Georgia, Mr. Melvin Harper II. How you doing today, sir?
Man, I'm doing well today. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. We want to thank you for taking the time out to share your story, to share some of the phenomenal things that you're doing as the mayor of Ocilla, the first African-American mayor in Ocilla, Georgia, and all the phenomenal things you're doing to grow the city. We want to thank you for taking the time out.
Thank you for coming. I'm excited. Let's see what happens.
Yes. All right. Well, tell us first and foremost, for those of us who don't know who Melvin Harper II is. Who is Melvin Harper II?
Melvin D. Harper II is. I'm a man. I'm a father. I'm a minister of the gospel. I'm just an all-around homegrown guy, man. I'm the definition of grassroots right here in Ocilla, Georgia. I was born here, this very city that we're recording from today. I was born at our local hospital. My grandparents and great-grandparents are from here on both sides.
Okay.
My family goes all the way back in Ocilla to the year of 1746.
Okay.
That is just how far I can trace my family's lineage, even before Ocilla was considered a city.
Right.
Yeah.
So you homegrown, born and raised. You have a passion for the city. You've been here all your life.
That's right.
Home of the sweet potato.
Listen, the home of the Georgia sweet potato. We are the sweet potato capital of the world.
Okay.
Of course, now that happens in the fall of the year.
Okay.
And during October, late October, to be exact, the sweet potato happens the fourth Saturday, the last. Sometimes it's the fourth Saturday, sometimes it's the fifth Saturday, sometimes there's a fifth weekend, but it's always the last Saturday in the month of October. And it is crazy, man. They're subject to be. We're only about 3,300 strong here in city population, but that sweet potato festival can very easily bring anywhere from 10, 18 to 21,000 people in this little bitty city, man. We have a whole festival. We are still one of the largest and only cities that has a parade of our magnitude with floats. Princesses, we showcase tractors, we showcase agriculture, and it's amazing that you mentioned that because the Sweet Potato Festival actually began during the time of segregation. The Sweet Potato Festival belonged to the Ocilla Industrial High School, and that was then, and it is still called and considered now, the black school. Irwin County High School was the school that the whites went to. Over here on the west side of town, but over on the east side of town, the black children went to Ocilla and Industrial High. And there was the school system had sought out in the rights of agriculture. They'd sought out an agriculture teacher, and one of our black administrators at the time, Mr. Owens, Alfonso Owens, he sought out an agriculture instructor. And he founded a man by the name of Mr. Lawrence Abram. And Mr. Abram was teaching and showing black children, his black students who were part of his ag program, what they could do with the sweet potato. Almost like a copy of George Washington Carver in his inventions on the peanuts. And what you can do. And so as the years kind of progress, what really happened with that is because Mr. Abrams is a black educator, and he had been introduced to homecoming, which is historically with probably all college, but more so with our HBCUs, It's a turn-up celebration. It's a time where people come together.
Okay.
They return back to their university, and so he started that spirit here in the city of Ocilla, Georgia.
Oh, wow.
And the main street on what we call the east side or the black side of town was called Oak Street. And so because he was this ag educator, he started the school. The school was called, their mascot, they were the Wildcats.
Okay.
And so he and the teachers, they got together, and the Sweet Potato Festival kind of became the school celebration version of their homecoming.
Okay.
And they would start in on the south end of town and parade northward on Oak Street. And every year it got bigger and bigger. It got better and better, that people would come home. People started to come back home. Well, in the 70s, by the mid 70s, by the time integration had hit, what happened was that the year that integration, the whole entire school system, because a few years before integration happened completely, there were black children who went to integrated into the white schools, and then the school system just kind of came together and said, hey, listen, we're going to all merge with one school. Irwin County school system, this is Ocilla, but Irwin County, the county lost a lot of their prominent black teachers because they felt that they could do the school system and teaching more justice if they would kind of migrate to schools who had higher populated of black children. Well, when the school became integrated, the integrated school took the sweet potato.
Oh, wow.
Away from the black school.
Okay.
And naturally, when they took it away from the black school and it got integrated into the white school, we kind of lost our heritage. We kind of lost our history and lost possession of it. And so it is still today widely celebrated, but it is one of the major secrets of this town. Nobody wants to talk about it. Very few people want to acknowledge it. But the truth of the matter is, man, you can't erase history.
You cannot erase history, and I'm a firm believer of that. And it's phenomenal because the city of Ocilla and in the inskirts and the outskirts is mainly rural.
Yes, absolutely.
So it's farmland.
It's farm.
How valuable and what role does farming play to the economy of the city of Ocilla?
Well, uniquely so, farming and agriculture within itself plays such a major role in the city and the county. Until we are very few. We're one of very few rural areas, city, who you can still find farms within our city limits.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, let me say it that way.
Okay.
And when I say farms, agriculture is so extensive now. You can find corn growing within the city limits during corn season. Peanuts. We are surrounded by pecan orchards. And in addition to that, in its uniqueness, our county schools, which are a part of our city limits, we have a canning process. We have probably one of the best agricultural programs. And that program is so far advanced than what it used to be. FFA, Future Farmers of America, it's more geared toward business, agribusiness. Even right now, we're on the precipice of getting ready to introduce a marketing campaign. Is called Think Irwin Instead. Irwin is our county. We're going to be the first and one of only the local agritourism industries. Because here in Ocilla, Georgia, again, we got Georgia sweet potatoes. During the fall, there's peanuts galore. Mass cotton growth. We have more cotton gins and more peanut processing places than you could ever imagine. And even just east of our city and county here is Park Vineyards. Man, people come from everywhere around the world. Park Vineyard have been doing their thing since before that I hit planet Earth. But in their uniqueness and innovative ideas, they're now the #1 leading producer of muscadine wine.
Okay.
Man, there's a whole winery right here. I mean,
little old Ocilla.
Little old Ocilla. That's right. That's right.
Now, I've never really heard of Ocilla until probably about maybe 2 or 3 years ago.
Okay.
So Ocilla is fairly new to me. I believe we were working with one of your local businesses here.
Okay.
Advent Healthcare Systems.
Advent, yes.
Phenomenal business.
Yes, absolutely.
Shout out to Dr. Donna Phillips
right.
and her staff down there. And just coming through Ocilla, it made me do my homework, referring back to education, where education is essential here, on top of academics and sports. Because Irwin County is like the state champions. They've recently been tearing it up. What type of spirit did that bring to this city and the city of Ocilla playing the city seat to the county?
I think it's something that we've always kind of had.
Okay.
And we've uniquely embraced. You have to stop me here if I sound like a tape recorder. The spirit of this town, it's winter now, late winter now. We're having spring-like temperatures here in rural South Georgia. The weather is so bipolar that you don't ever know what you're gonna get. But in the fall of the year, man, what happens is the spirit of this entire city changes.
Okay.
And you just kind of got to be from here to know what those changes are. The number one sign and signal that is football season here in Ocilla, Georgia, is you're gonna hear the peanut dryers.
Okay.
And there's a stillness because the time change. We go to the daylight savings and all of that when the time changes. So you hear this soothing sound of peanut dryers, which the only way that I can describe it, that it sounds like multiple vacuum cleaners.
Okay.
In the night.
Okay.
We have a lot of traffic that comes through the city of Ocilla because you have Highway 129 where it crosses 319. Okay. But when the traffic comes down, man, it's very, 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 very quiet in the city of Ocilla.
Yes.
That you can't hear anything except maybe an engine running in the distance. But in the fall time of the year, when the peanuts are just about ready to harvest and they dig it, you hear this vacuuming sound.
Okay.
And it has a unique way of soothing the city at night. And you can smell peanut dust. There's a haze of dust in the atmosphere. It looks very hazy.
Okay.
And buddy, when you hear that sound and when you see that dust in the air, you know that those Irwin County Indians are getting ready for battle on our reservation to play some good old South Georgia football.
Yes.
And when I tell you, we may be a single A school,
yes, sir,
but we kick butt. We just received an award for the most consecutive years of winning like we have been winning in region games and all of those good things. And we got a great school system. We have a great man. We have one of the, we really do. We truly do have one of the best school systems, which is led by none other than our Superintendent Kerry Billingsley. He loves children. He's supportive of his staff, and he just kind of goes the extra mile in making sure that education is number one, and he does it better than just about anyone in this state. Okay. And I'm proud to say this, and I'm not ashamed of it. He just happens to be a brother too.
Right.
A good man, a godly man. Even the state of Georgia, the state superintendent, Superintendent Richard Woods, taught right here in Irwin County. He was my history teacher. I like to tell people, even when I was campaigning, there were some questions in different interviews like, where did your passion come from through politics?
Okay.
Well, it honestly came through the teaching of our now current state superintendent, Richard Woods. He had a very unique style of teaching, and I tell you what, man, there's so many grand nuggets that you can find right here in this little city. Absolutely.
Man, we want to thank you for sharing that information with us, man. Such a phenomenal story about the city of Ocilla. But we're gonna have to go to a commercial break.
Okay.
We're gonna bring our audience more of Mayor Melvin Harper II, City of Ocilla. You guys stay tuned. Game Changers Media Network, Game Changers Magazine, Voices of the Village podcast, where change starts the conversation.
Justice and peace and equality. Now the world they will see. That's why.